Yes, once again, my name is Gary Onokpite, a medical sciences researcher and health and wellness researcher. I want to discuss something very important to every humans in this worldwide earth today, which happens to be nutrition, food and nutrition. So getting to know about food and nutrition is very important to everybody in the whole world today, because most of the food and nutrients we take helps us to live a more healthy lifestyle that will benefit us now and in the future. So we have food that provides nutrients, some of which are broken down to provide energy, while others are needed to maintain good health, e.g. for growth and cellular metabolism. Some of this food includes carbohydrates, proteins, fats, vitamins, mineral salts, trace elements, and water. All these 5 constituencies in food are very important for us to have a balanced diet. Then we might ask what a balanced diet is all about. Yes, a balanced diet comprises of proportions of all nutrients required for good health, which is normally achieved by eating variety of foods, and which is the exception of breast milk, because there's no breast milk in addition to balanced diets. If a nutrient is eaten in excess or is deficient, our health may be adversely affected. So that is why it is good we have a high energy diet and good balanced diet. If we have too much energy diet, it may lead to obesity. So it is very important we take note of all these facts in order to have a healthy lifestyle. A balanced diet is important in maintaining a healthy body weight, which can be assessed by calculating our body mass index. Some people are overweight while some are obese. It's due to the kind of food they eat that makes them to have such kinds of weights. So healthy eating, like balanced diet, requires some knowledge and planning. So it requires some time and planning in order to get the right prospects of foods that we need for our everyday life. So the right kind of food will give us the right energy required for our everyday requirements. Daily energy requirements depend on several factors, including our basal metabolic rates, our age, our gender, and our activity levels. We also derive energy sources from dietary carbohydrates. Fats and proteins are also the principal energy sources, while fat is the most concentrated form of energy producer. So we are going to discuss about 5 aspects of foods that are beneficial for us today to have good nutrition. The first aspect is bread, rice, potatoes, and pasta. That is the first aspect. While the second aspect is fruits and vegetables. While the third aspect is milk and dairy foods. The fourth aspect is meat, fish, eggs, and beans. While the fifth one is foods and drinks high in fat or sugar. All these constituents of food are important for our everyday good health and life. So the first 2 groups above, which is bread, rice, potatoes, pasta, fruit, and vegetables, should form 2/3 of the diet, with other groups forming the remainder of all the limited amount of food we need to eat to be healthy. Now, the first aspect which I want to discuss is bread, rice, potatoes, and pasta. According to the nutritionists of the whole globe worldwide, they recommend that the 2 groups should make 1/3 of the diet, and that each meal should be based around one food from this group. And this food includes potatoes, yams, plantains, and sweet potatoes are also classified in this group and are known as starchy carbohydrates. So they are therefore considered within this group rather than fruits and vegetables. So other food in this group includes breakfast cereals like maize, rice, and noodles. So these foods are sources of carbohydrate and fiber. These foods that I just mentioned right now, they provide sustained energy release. Some also contain iron and B group vitamins, including folic acid, essential for everyday nutrients and everyday healthy lifestyle. So I've discussed bread, rice, and potatoes and pasta, the first group. Now I'm discussing about fruits and vegetables, which are the second aspect that is needed for our healthy lifestyle. Food in this group include fresh, frozen, and canned products, or you could say 100% fruits or vegetable juices and pure fruit smoothies. These foods provide carbohydrate, fiber, vitamin C, folic acid, and fiber. A minimum of 5 portions per day is recommended. So it is very important we take 5 portions per day of these types of food to help us have a healthy lifestyle. The third aspect is milk and dairy foods. These foods include minerals and supplements that helps us to have energy and strength and good health. They provide protein and minerals including calcium and zinc, while some also provide vitamin A, B2 and B12 in producing blood and sustaining our memory. They include milk, cheese, fromage frais and yogurt, and often contain considerable amounts of fat, but they are necessary for our health, our well-being. Intake should therefore be limited to 3 servings per day. We should not consume them too much. 3 servings per day is enough for us to get part of these nutrients to help us develop our body and help us to have good health. So the fourth one we want to discuss is meat, fish, eggs, and beans. This is the fourth part that I mentioned earlier on. In addition to foods that we have mentioned, this group of food includes meat products such as bacon, sausages, beef burgers, salami, and pate. These are some of the constituents of this group. So moderate amounts are recommended for these kinds of food because they have a high fat content. So it is suggested that fish, including 1 portion of oily fish, example salmon, trout, sardines, or fresh tuna, should be eaten twice weekly, or if possible to be eaten regularly more than the regular meats and all kinds of meats or beefs or sausages, because they contain high fat intake. So this group of fruit like provides protein, iron, vitamin B and vitamin D, and sometimes minerals. Many vegetarians alternative include tofu, nuts, beans and pulses, example lentils. So beans and pulses are also a good source of fiber. So these sorts of food are very good for our life and health and well-being. Beans, tofu, pulses, fish, and all the likes. They are very, very necessary. They have no side effects, but they benefit our health in a very positive way. The last part of the discussion, which was mentioned earlier, which has to do with foods and drinks high in fat or sugar, are the fifth one that I want to mention now. These foods are illustrated as including oils, butter, margarine, low-fat spread like mayonnaise, fried food including chips, crepes, sweets, chocolates, cream, ice cream, puddings, jam, sugar, and soft drinks, different from diet drinks. These are some of the constituents of this group of food. And these groups of foods are foods that are also high in sugar and fat, which may lead to obesity. So the best step for you to take is to eat this food in limited proportion. So food in this group should be eaten sparingly, not too much. They should not be eaten over because they contain high fat and cholesterol intake. So when we take them too much, they may lead to obesity or other health problems because their nutritional value is deficient. There are other recommendations of things that we can take that will also benefit our health, as being mentioned by the World Nutrition. Some of them include taking salt and also taking of fluid, our drinking of water. At least 1.5 to 2 liters of water should be taken every day. And some of the constituents of these additional recommendations are water, tea, coffee, squash, and fruit juice. So alcohol is also part of it, but should not be exceed up to 3 to 4 units per day for men and 2 to 3 units per day for women. So these are some of the important food nutrition that is expected of us to live a balanced, healthy diet, to have a good lifestyle, a healthy lifestyle that will propel us to live fine. So for further discussion, you are going to learn further about many other things in later documentary that will help you to have a healthy lifestyle.